It's December 1st. I'm joining you from a hotel lobby in the DC area because I'm here for a meeting as part of the NIH National Advisory Board for Medical Rehabilitation Research. Getting ready for a lot of travel and kind of like the last, I have 5 speaking engagements this week, 2 next week. So usually I feel like this time period between Thanksgiving and the December holidays is pretty low-key, but I feel like I've got a lot going on over the next 3 weeks. Let's go ahead and update you on what has been going on. So I was back home in the DC area for Thanksgiving. Friday was the 27th anniversary of the car accident, and Thursday was Thanksgiving, which also happened to be my dad's birthday. I ended up flying back to DC. We're changing my flight from originally the 27th to the 26th because I did a book talk, my DC hometown homecoming book talk at Politics and Prose, which ended up going really well. And I was pretty nervous about how the travel was going to be, since I know it's potentially going to be a heavy travel day. On the 23rd, I found this new bakery in Culver City and ended up getting a loaf of bread there to then bring to my friend's housewarming in Echo Park. And then on Friday the 22nd, I gave a talk in the morning for the Association of Law Firm Diversity Professionals. I think I woke up at like 5 a.m. for that talk. And then that night, I had the Modern Day Wife event. On Thursday, I caught the sunset in the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. Wednesday was the Shorty Impact Awards, and I got to do a book signing there. And this is my second year getting to attend because last year I was one of the inaugural Elevate Creatives Fund recipients. Tuesday, I went to the last bookstore in LA to go check it out because when I did my LA book event there, I didn't get a chance to go explore the entire bookstore. And on the second floor, there's a cool book tunnel and this little circle that is surrounded by books. I don't know, like a book frame or something. The 18th, I got dinner in Japantown. Sunday, I got breakfast and then grabbed coffee, where I ran into my friend Cindy kind of serendipitously. Saturday the 16th, I had this event called Taste of Turtle Island, where we got to learn the origins of a lot of Thanksgiving foods. Friday the 15th, caught up with a friend, talked about nonprofit stuff. On the 14th, I did my Instagram Live with my friend Gina, and then I went to this YouTube event. November 13th, that week was kind of like the second wave of press. So I had 4 book podcast recordings or events. That night there was a screening happening and this really cool Spotify event. And apparently because my audiobook is on Spotify, that makes me like a Spotify creator. And it was cool because I was there with a lot of musicians, and there were some other authors there, but I didn't get to meet them, and podcast hosts. But I went and there was this super intimate concert with John Batiste, and Jay Shetty was there. And we were standing next to this table next to Good Charlotte, and that was pretty cool. I was having a lot of Maryland pride. Tuesday the 12th, I had a couple podcast recordings. Monday, we technically had the day off, but I went to my friend Kara's film screening for Facing the Falls, which is going to be live on December 3rd, which is International Day of People with Disabilities. And then afterwards, she invited me to come grab dinner with her. That weekend, the 9th and the 10th, I think I just needed to really relax. It's been a lot. Friday, I did a book launch debrief, and then I had a podcast recording. Thursday, the 7th, was the summit for this event called League of Originals, and I went and ran into a couple friends there. Wednesday, November 6th kind of just felt like a recalibration day because I ended up moving my flight that was supposed to be that day to a day earlier back from DC. And October 31st through November 5th, I was in DC because I did a book signing at this conference called AUCD. I also got to speak at this event that was on Friday with the White House Initiative on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders. They had an author panel, which takes us back to Halloween. I spent most of the day traveling. And then on October 29th and the 30th were the Forbes Creator Upfronts. Oh no, they were the 28th and the 29th. And then the 30th, I went to this Meta API Beauty Summit and then grabbed dinner with someone from my small business program. And I think I'm just noticing, or at least during that particular period of time, I still wanted to catch up with friends, but I literally had no energy. On the 29th, I also got invited to a taping of the Media Access Awards. So I spent the day at the Forbes Creator Upfronts, which were a lot of brands there and agencies and creators. And then I had my graduation from the Changemakers Authors Cohort. And it was cool to the Forbes Creator Upfront. Earlier that day, I was at this Paramount Annual Summit on Disability, where they also got books. And then the 27th was Disability Pride LA. Friday, October 25th, I went to Comedy Night that my friend Alyssa from We Got This was organizing. And it was really special because it was a lot of stories of people who are affected by cancer. At the end, Andrew from Something Corporate and Jack's Mannequin ended up doing a really short acoustic set. And I grew up with that music. I think I'm just being reminded of how much I appreciate living in LA and how there are so many cool things happening all the time. And then the day after, October 26th, I grabbed coffee with a friend. And that's when I started to notice just how socially depleted I have been because the book and all of the events surrounding it, it's been so rewarding. But as a super introvert, I'm just really relishing kind of those solo days or solitude days to just recharge. But also during those couple of days, like the 25th, I did a couple interviews for the series that came out on violence against disabled women. And that's live now, so I hope you get a chance to go check that out. And that's the latest update.